What happened after exposure? Hi everyone, I'm following my previous video on Buy2Sell Vietnam, a deliberate bad faith conduct or a persistent fraud scheme. I wanted to share a factual update on what happened after this situation was made public. As before, this is not speculation, this is based on documented exchanges. After several weeks of silence, we finally received a response. But it wasn't a resolution. Instead of addressing the core issues, no purchase order, no execution, and no reimbursement, the response shifted the focus. We were advised against making the situation public. We were warned about potential legal consequences. And we were encouraged to move the discussion back into a private setting. That shift is important, because at that point, the conversation was no longer about performance. It became about visibility. We replied very simply, this is not about perception. It's not about tone. It's about contractual obligations. And again, we clearly outlined the only two possible outcomes. Either the agreement is terminated and the contribution is reimbursed, or the agreement is executed, starting with a purchase order and a concrete rollout plan. Following that exchange, we received another update. The case is now described as being under internal review, with a request for approximately 2 additional weeks. At this stage, the pattern is becoming difficult to dismiss. Months of delay, repeated postponements, no verifiable execution, and now, additional time requested. At the same time, we looked more closely at how the payment itself was processed. What emerged was a layered financial path. The transaction, marketing contribution, appears to have passed through multiple levels of infrastructure, including Banking Circle SA in Luxembourg and Payoneer Europe Limited in Dublin, Ireland. Each entity appears to sit at a different level of the payment chain with a different role and a different degree of visibility. This matters because when money moves through layered structures, tracing responsibility becomes harder for the party trying to understand what actually happened. When we reached out to the institution involved, the response was clear. They, Banking Circle in Luxembourg, do not hold the end-customer relationship, and they do not have visibility on transaction-level activity. So once funds are transferred through this kind of structure, the connection between payment and the underlying commercial relationship can become more fragmented. This introduces a broader question. In international partnerships, when contractual responsibility, operational execution, and financial flows are spread across multiple entities, where does accountability actually sit? We remain open to resolving this professionally. But this is no longer a matter of one delayed purchase order and payment or one broken promise. In our case, the pattern is documented, and when that record is viewed alongside other publicly available complaints of a similar nature, it raises legitimate concern that the issue may be systemic rather than incidental. So, once again, this is not escalation. This is transparency. Thank you. Stay tuned.